froze picture.
Okay, we're live streaming now. Go ahead.
Okay, Councillor Cutler made that motion, second reading. Can we hear it? Question, please.
Yeah.
Boy, this is working well.
This takes a bit of coordination.
So it's moved by Councillor Cutler to give bylaw number 1699, the Community Peace Officer bylaw, second reading.
I've lost Keith again.
I'm here.
Gone. He's back. Who am I missing now then? Craig. I can't call for a vote unless I have you all there.
Well, we're here.
Missing. Oh. Who am I missing now? Gavin's missing.
I'm still here.
Oh my God, you guys are just topping on like popcorn. Who am I missing now? Cutler. Councillor Cutler.
I'm here too.
Okay, quickly before we all leave. Oh, no, we
How many?
I
How many?
lost another one. Who am I missing now?
Okay, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah,
how many boxes do you currently have on your screen to see with?
8. I have 8, but that one, Brad's not in it. He is empty.
Mayor.
Yeah.
Mayor.
Oh, he's back. I got
Sedgwick
everybody.
is going to-
I haven't touched the crow. Nothing. Nothing. Marion's getting very frustrated.
Yeah, it keeps popping up that the internet is unstable, so that could be part of the problem. So we'll just need to work through it, I guess.
Okay, I got everybody's faith right now. All in favor, second reading. Carried. Who would like to move third reading?
I will.
Carlton.
Nice.
And we'll forgo reading it. All in favor of third reading. Carried. Okay, moving on to correspondence. Honorable K.C. Madhu. I gotta move this paper so it's where I can see it. Minister of Municipal Affairs, ACP Intermunicipal Collaboration Grant. Marion.
Yes, so the town of Fort Macleod applied for a $200,000 Alberta Community Partnership Grant to continue the work on our intermunicipal collaboration agreements, in particular the recreation and some of those agreements that still need to be finalized, and they have been approved for that funding.
Okay, that's just for information then. Number 3 again, K.C. Madhu, Minister of Municipal Affairs, the 2020 Education Property Tax Requisition and Education Property Tax Deferral. Marion.
So the province has put together a program to free up some cash flow and help businesses during the COVID crisis. And they're deferring the payment of the education portion of non-residential property taxes for 6 months. I did get some further correspondence that they're looking at starting collection in October of 2020. And I am scheduled for a webinar tomorrow, the 15th, to discuss this further with the provinces, how we will be able to implement that with our tax bills that go out this summer.
Wouldn't it be a lot simpler, like the way we were talking before, just give put the tax bills forward and give a forgiveness of penalties for 6 months?
Yeah, and that'll come up later in our conversation. Later on the agenda, we have a request for decision on the property tax payment deadline. Yeah.
So we can't combine these two?
Yes, we could, but that conversation will come up later because the decision has to be for our taxes as well, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm just wondering if we will be able to cover it then.
Yes, we could combine both, yeah.
Okay, number 4, correspondence, Alberta Rural Development Network, reaching home emergency COVID-19 funding update.
Okay,
Marian?
okay, so the province, the government of Canada has put forward $157.5 million to flow through to help those who are either homeless or at risk of becoming homeless due to COVID-19. And the Alberta Rural Development Network is receiving $796,692 to distribute to rural Alberta communities. In particular, it's to take place outside of the 7 cities in Alberta, and we would be required to submit an application, and they're looking at requests for less than $25,000. Currently, administration doesn't have any foreseen need for this funding, but we'll keep an eye on that as this progresses. And if we start to hear some things in the community where we identify that there may be a need, then we will make contact on that.
All right, number 5, request for decision, quality management plan update. Marian?
Okay, so the town of Claresholm is an accredited municipality under the building, electrical, plumbing, and gas, as well as the fire disciplines for the safety codes. What that means basically is that we have the authority and the responsibility under those safety codes. We currently contract with Superior Safety Codes for our building, electrical, plumbing, and gas. And we have had inspectors in-house for the fire and are currently still using the services of Sean Kelly through the MD in the interim while Craig is getting his final certifications. He has finished his first level courses. We have an annual audit on these QMPs, and one of the recommendations that came from the Safety Codes Council was that there is a new template out, and they suggested that we combine our 2 QMPs. We have one separate for fire, and we're presenting it. And we recommend that council carry a motion to agree to the terms within the quality management plan. Myself is the manager of the QMP, and as I said, there is an annual review, whether it be an internal or an external audit by the Safety Codes Council. There's no major changes to the service delivery or requirements. It's just simply wording and some clarification in the combination of those 2 documents.
Okay, who would like to make that motion? Any questions first? Mike? Craig?
Nope. No questions.
Councillor Carlson?
No, looks good.
Councillor Schultz?
Looks good.
Councillor Schlossberger?
Looks good.
Councillor Moore?
Good with me, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, if I could have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Councillor Zimmer? Question? You want me to go without the question and just,
I can do it.
Takes a second for to get the. No, it just takes a second.
Moved by
for to get
Councillor
the
Zimmer
mic
that
on.
the town of Claresholm agrees with and will adhere to the requirements outlined in the updated quality management plan that pertains to the safety codes disciplines of building, electrical, plumbing, gas, and fire.
okay, we'll just have to wait a minute until my cameras come back up. Oh, Keith, you learned how to do that, huh? Okay, who am I missing here? Mike Cutler.
I'm here.
Well, now I'm missing, oh my
They-
God, this is,
When they speak, they'll come back up on your screen, Mayor.
Check.
everybody say something.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Jack.
In favor.
Oh, I get it. You know what? It's when you turn off your mics. You go away. Okay, all in favor? Carry. Oh, this is going to take a while. Number 6, request for decision, property tax payment deadline extension. Marion.
Let me get there.
Yeah.
Oh, we skipped the summer games, Mayor. We need to go there first, please.
Did?
No, summer games is after property tax payment deadline extension.
You're using an old document.
I got the one I just printed off the. Oh my God. Okay, well, hang on, everybody.
I'm getting there. Just give me 1 second, please.
Oh, it did change. The one that was sent out first.
There we go.
Changed. All right. Oh, come on. That threw me. Okay. Request for decisions. Summer games. Southern Alberta Summer Games. Marion.
Okay, so the town of Raymond is to host the 2020 Southern Alberta Summer Games, and that has been canceled as we notified council. So our committee here in town, who has been working on the 2021 Summer Games, has met, and they are making a recommendation that council considers sending a letter to Sarah requesting that they ask Raymond if they would like to host the 2021 because they would be better prepared. That's how they were ready to host the 2020 games. And that would allow the committee an additional year to do the fundraising and the organization that they need if we apply for the 2022 games. Some of the fundraising has been put on hold, such as the casino that was scheduled for the fall. So all of those kind of things will take some time to get caught up on. So the recommendation requesting that the town would like to postpone hosting the 2021 games until 2022 and provide the opportunity to the town of Raymond to host the 2021 games. I did put in a call to Raymond CAO, but have been unable to touch base with him to see if they would even be interested, but I'll continue to try and do that.
My screen froze right up and I didn't get half of what you said. I tried to get your attention, but my this is not fun. Oh, and now my other. Okay, basic. I'm sorry, but this is really not. Your face kept freezing and I lost half what you were saying.
Do you want me to repeat that?
Try it.
Okay, so the essence of it is that the Summer Games Committee here is suggesting that we contact Southern Alberta Recreation Association and request that they consider allowing Raymond to host the 2021 games and for the town of Claresholm to host the 2022. That'll allow further time for their fundraising efforts, that some of that has been put on hold because of COVID.
Okay.
I agree.
Me too.
Yep, me too.
No comments on it then? Somebody like to make a motion?
No,
Craig, you okay with it? You got any comments?
Yeah. My internet dropped out, but I'm back in now. I'm all for it.
Okay, if somebody would like to make a motion.
I'll make that
I
motion.
will.
Okay, Councillor Cutler. Question.
Moved by Councillor Cutler to write a letter to the Southern Alberta Recreation Association stating that the town of Claresholm would like to postpone hosting the Southern Alberta Summer Games in Claresholm until 2022, rather than the 2021 games as was previously agreed upon, to allow the town of Raymond to host the games in 2021.
Okay, if everybody could just bump your mutes so we can see each other. I've lost some of you again. You got who am I got? I got it. Oh, got you back. Got you back.
Hmm.
Who am I missing here?
Councillor Carlson.
Agree.
Yeah, I'm missing Keith.
right
Yeah,
here.
now I'm missing Councillor Cutler.
I'm here too.
I can't see you. I got to see you, otherwise I can't.
Brad. Councillor Schlossberger needs.
Yeah. Now we got. Okay, hello everybody. All in favor? Carried. Moving on to number 7. Request for decision financial plans. Marion.
All right, so the Municipal Government Act requires that we prepare a written financial plan for both our operating and our capital. For operating is a 3-year period, and the capital is a 5-year period. So those plans that are presented tonight were the Audit and Finance Committee reviewed the operational plan, and the FIPC Committee reviewed the capital plan and have recommended that Council approve both of those plans.
Any questions?
No.
Somebody would like to move for the 3-year financial plan? Councillor Schultz? Question?
Moved by Councillor Schultz to adopt the 2020 3-year financial plan as presented.
All in? Oh, gee. Hang on, who am I missing now? Councillor Lord.
I'm here. Hello, Doug.
Oh, man, this is like amazing.
We're gonna be okay.
Okay, Councillor Zimmer's missing.
Hello.
Okay, now Councillor Cutler's missing.
I'm okay, I'm here.
You guys are. Okay, all in favor? Carried. We're missing Marion, but I don't need her for the vote. And who would like to do the 5-year plan? Councillor Schlossberger. Question?
Nope. Everything looked good to me.
Moved by Councillor Schlossberger to adopt the 2020 5-year capital plan as presented.
Agreed.
Okay, who am I missing now?
We're good.
Good.
I'm missing Councillor Cutler.
I'm here.
I'm
I'm
good.
missing Councillor. Who am I
I'm
missing?
good.
Councillor Schultz missing.
Here.
All in favor? Carried. Carried. Request for decision budget update. Marion.
All right, so again, we did the interim budget in December, and further to that, we prepared the updated budget, which would include some of the requisitions that we didn't have in December, and then made any amendments to things that have come to light in the interim. This budget will help to prepare the mill rate bylaw for tax purposes. So a significant item to note, everything sort of came out equal once we did some adjustments to revenue as well as expenses. But one of the things that is impacting this budget is the introduction of the new police funding model that was introduced by the provincial government. That adds an additional estimated $74,000, which was not included in the interim budget. The town does not have excess revenue to cover that because those costs have now been downloaded by the province. And therefore, there's an additional approximately 2% increase that's built into this budget to collect that additional expense through our property taxes. The Audit and Finance Committee has reviewed this budget in detail, and they recommend that council approve this budget.
Any questions?
Nope.
Question?
We need a motion.
Yep, question?
Oh.
Oh, I know, sorry. Oh, yeah, I gotta make an motion. Oh, this is, I'm good, I hate this. Okay, who'd like to make a motion? No comments, so who'd like to make a motion?
Councillor Schlossberger would love to.
He hasn't volunteered, so. Oh, you
I'll
have?
volunteer.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Moved by Councillor Schlossberger to approve the final 2020 operating capital budget as presented.
All in favor? Oh, wait a minute, I just lost.
Check, check.
I need, click your stuff and see if you can get back.
Aye.
I'm here.
Aye.
I don't have Councillor Cutler.
I'm right here.
Mike.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay. Here.
Carried.
I think if we give it a yay or a nay, we might be able to get everybody on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you guys speak, you come back on.
Yeah. So everybody take a turn saying yay or nay.
Amen.
The only one I'm missing right now is Marion, but that's okay for voting.
I'm here.
All
Yeah.
right. No, yeah, here we-
Okay, we're moving on. The request for direction, property tax payment deadline extension. Marion,
All right, so currently our tax deadline is June 30th for taxes due prior to penalty. As was discussed earlier in the meeting, the province has deferred the education component of the taxes until October of 2020. We did look at this. Lots of communities around our area were looking at an August 31st deadline, but as the mayor said, it might make more sense from an administrative perspective, from our software system and applying taxes and all of that, that we perhaps align our taxes with the same date as the education property tax. That would have to be built into a bylaw. And so we're looking for some direction tonight as to how we do that. One of the other things that we need to consider as well is on these property taxes, when we send them out, we give a period of time, I believe it's 60 days, for appeals, for a complaint period on the assessment appeal. If we were to mail these taxes out in May, and depending on when the deadline is for payment, it really extends that assessment appeal period, which can cause an issue for our assessors. So if we do decide that we're going to do a later date for tax collection, we will also mail the taxes at a later date so that we sort of streamline that assessment appeal time. We'll make sure that we're still obviously compliant with the legislative requirements for the 60 days for notification. One of the things that needs to be considered, though, is that this has some impact on our cash flow, right? Because normally we would get taxes in late June, early June, in that period of time, and so any time that we delay that has the potential for some impact on our cash flow. Now, one of the things, though, that will happen is we will have one in place for the building. So there would still be cash, even though we won't be expensing all of that until a later period in time. So I think we're going to be okay, but just as a heads up on that, that does have an impact on us. So I guess the question I have is, should we go with an August 31st deadline, or should we go with September 30th? It's only a month difference, or an October 1st deadline. If I find out tomorrow from the province what date they're actually putting on the education tax, then I'll have a better indication. All I have right now is October 2020, so I don't know if that means October 1st or October 30th.
I like September 30th.
When it was put forward by the government to extend the tax deadlines, was it set in stone that we have to extend them to August 31st, or was it flexible that we could leave them?
We can collect our taxes anytime we want. That's our option. But the education component, the government is stating that it will be due from non-resident or non-residential. So that's the other thing. It's the non-residential portion of the education component. It's not residential.
Yeah.
So that may have an impact as well, because we'll have to be making our payments on the other side, right, for the residential component of the education tax.
Well, why couldn't we leave it the end of May, taxes payable the end of June, and then we set on there no penalties till the end of the year? That's the same as giving them time to pay it. And then it's simpler for your programming, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we could have them do June 30th or July 1st, like we do currently.
The normal time, yeah, the normal time.
Penalty, yeah, okay, so penalty December 31st, no penalties until December 31st?
Well, yeah, that's what I would think. Give them till the end of the year. Because people, a lot of us, I mean, you must have a large number already making payments every month on it. And a lot of people automatically want to get it, like the banks, if you've got a mortgage on it, they're going to pay it out at the correct time. So you've got a small percentage that will need that time. And if you give them the penalty free till the end of the year, that covers all these different parts. The delayed education tax payment, it gives you the extension to the end of August, theoretically, by being penalty free. So it covers everything and leaves your books working intact the way they're supposed to. And we don't run short of cash.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thought. What's everybody think about that?
No, I like that. That was my concern, was making sure we had assessments out for people that are on monthly programs.
When it gives a break to the people that are going to need it. I mean, not everybody in town is going to need this, but there is a large percentage who will.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in favor of that.
That makes sense to me.
Brad?
Yeah.
My concern pretty much all echoed what Keith. I just wanted to make sure everything was all covered, so I'm fine with the end of the year as well.
Councillor Schultz?
Me too. Yes. In agreement.
Councillor Moore? Any
Yes.
comment?
New idea I hadn't thought of. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Marion, do you see any shortfalls to that kind of plan?
No, that can work for us. We'll just need a motion to formulate our bylaw to reflect that.
Okay, who would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Councillor Carlson? Just let me know when Corinne's got it ready, and we'll call.
Defer the tax penalty date to December 31st. Everything else remains as is. Yeah. No, she didn't. Not necessarily. No. Yeah.
So it's moved by Councillor Carlson, direct administration to draft a bylaw to defer the property tax penalty date to December 31, 2020, to be presented for first reading on April 27th, 2020.
Okay, could everybody say yes to activate your cameras again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Say something.
Yes. Yes.
I agree.
I'm still missing one.
Okay.
Who am I missing here? Oh man, Councillor Cutler's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Councillor Cutler, could you say hello?
Hello.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Yeah.
Here we are.
In
Carried.
favor.
Okay.
All righty, we're moving ahead. Number 10, information brief, Bridges Claresholm Golf Club. This became kind of redundant after the province decided they weren't going to open. Marion, you got anything you want to add to this, or?
No, other than we're just working with the golf course to help them put some signage up. One of the concerns is that people will start using the golf course as sort of an off-leash park. And so we're helping them kind of work their way through that with signage and working with Lyle on how they address that.
So you're going to put no trespassing on public land?
Well, no, it'll just be no public access.
No public access to public land?
Well, it's based on the
Closed.
public health, right?
It's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
but
access.
for people walking out there, I just see a lot of people when I look out my window walking out there.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
They shouldn't have dogs on there for sure, right? So,
Well, we shouldn't be on it, period.
Okay, then we'll move on to the next one. Back on the golf course, they are going to try and they got to maintain the grass. So there will be work. There'll be volunteers out there cutting the grass. They are keeping the full-time groundskeeper and the full-time pro working through the summer until things change and they're going to open. Then they will hire staff. But right now they won't be hiring anybody additional. All right, moving on to number 11, information brief, infrastructure master plan CARES grant. Marion.
this is just to inform council that we were unsuccessful in our application to the CARES grant for the infrastructure master plan. It was approved in the 2020 budget without the grant funding attached to there. We're still moving forward with it, and we'll just continue to investigate any grant funding. One of the components we're looking at right now is for the asset management component of the infrastructure master plan, is looking at some federal funding that might be available for that. So the engineers are actually helping us with that.
Okay.
That was part of their proposal.
Okay, we'll move on to information brief, annexation update. Marion?
All right, so with the COVID-19, it's affected the work in the legislature and the orders in council that are going forward. We've been in contact with the municipal government board, and they've requested that we consider postponing the annexation application until December 31st or January 1st of 2021. And so we have talked with the MD as well as the property owner there, and they have gone ahead and postponed that, and we'll see that annexation take place in January of 2021. The soonest they could get it in front of the ministers for the order in council would have been May 15th or around that date, and that's about the time that we would be mailing out tax notices, so that could create a real issue for us administratively, both for the MD and ourselves, and so it made sense just to postpone the date.
Okay. Number 13, information brief, airport land sale update. Marion?
Okay, as you recall, we did sell some land out at the airport. At that time, the purchaser had asked that the transfers be put in 2 different company names. They have since come back and asked us to put them both in Southline Real Estate. And so we've re-executed those agreements and the caveats so that all the options to reacquire will be registered on the title with the original conditions remaining in place. We're just notifying you because the resolution of council was to sell to 2 different businesses, but they're actually going under the one company name now.
We won't have to change the resolution, will we?
No, we're fine.
Sounds good.
14, information brief, Municipal Government Act changes, COVID-19. Marion?
All right, so there was a ministerial order that was passed by the provincial government that implemented a number of changes to timelines. The intermunicipal collaboration framework was required to be in place by April 1st of 2020. They've amended that to April 1st of 2021. As you're aware, we've already completed our ICF, and so that has no effect on us. Also, the IDP deadline has been extended to April 1st, 2021. The ministerial order also allowed for the holding of public hearings and meetings via electronic means, as we're doing this evening, and we'll work out the kinks, Mayor, so we'll be fine. That's one thing that was allowed, and so the MPC has been meeting via electronic as well. One of the concerns we have is that with the development process, the MGA deadlines have extended to October 1st of 2020 on things such as appeal timeframes and the time allowed to respond on a development permit, whether it's dealt with in the appropriate manner or not. That's a concern for us because, again, that could slow development, because if you had an application today and it's approved, technically it could still be appealed up until October 1st. So that's gone back to the municipal government, or to the government, I guess, to the province, to really consider what that change means and whether it's beneficial or not. And so we expect to hear some changes coming out with that. It doesn't mean that we can't issue permits during that time, but it just means that those permits could be appealed. So that's a bit of a concern. So we'll just continue to monitor those timeframes. One of the other things I probably should point out is that the changes also allowed for a quorum to be 2 or more. So that's a significant change. So I don't think that that's probably a wise position to take unless it's absolutely necessary, obviously, but there is an allowance for that. Councillor Schultz, can we get you to turn your screen? You're kind of sideways.
Well, I keep being dropped.
Oh, okay.
My connection keeps dropping. I haven't changed my phone. I'm still holding it the way you've asked me to, but
There you
Okay.
go.
There you go.
okay.
There you go. Yeah, you're good. So, yeah, that's just the changes, and we'll continue to monitor that. We just wanted council to be aware of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on. Number 15, information brief, strategic plan update. Marion?
This is just the update to the strategic planning session that we held late last year. And the report now back to council as to what's been done over the first couple of months, 3 months on that strategic plan. We did miss some updates on that from Brady. Got them late on Thursday, and so it was too late to get into the report. So we'll have those for the next report.
Okay, any questions on that?
No.
No.
Looks good.
None here.
Councillor Schultz?
No questions.
Okay. Number 16, information brief, councillor resolutions. No questions there.
No, it looks good.
No.
And number 17, adoption of information items. If I could get a motion to adopt the information items.
I'll make a motion to adopt the information items as presented.
Councillor Zimmer?
Hello.
Hello, Councillor Schultz,
Hello.
you there?
Yes. In favor.
No, I'm waiting, but I'm waiting for everybody. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
everybody,
good.
all in favor? Let's just do this quick.
Yes.
All right, fuck you all. Carried. Okay, now, if I could get a motion to go in camera? Councillor Cutler? All in favor?
Yes.
Carried. Okay, now just hold your spots for about 10-15 seconds before I call for the camera off, please.
Camera off.
Yeah, turn it off now. Have been about 15 seconds.
It's not on yet. Just wait. I'll tell you when it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's on now. So if you just wait for a second.
Okay, if I could get a motion to come out of in camera.
I'll make a motion to come out of in camera.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Aye.
A motion to adjourn. Councillor Councillor Carlson. Okay, we are adjourned. Camera off, please. Everybody sit quietly for 10 seconds.